Disneyland had some record crowds this holiday season. Is one of your favorite attractions being under refurbishment this year? And for Knott's Berry Farm's 100th anniversary, an old-time classic is making a comeback. So welcome back to another episode of Conquering Theme Parks. What's up, weirdos? Welcome back to the new year, and we're starting off with a Conquering Theme Parks. So we have to do some catching up to do, because it took about 3 months off on this show. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's jump into it, and we're going to start off with Disneyland had some record-breaking crowds this holiday season, to the point where they actually, on December 27th, stopped selling tickets to Disneyland. Yes, you didn't hear that wrong. Disneyland stopped selling tickets to the park, but just Disneyland. Apparently, several times they were trying to promote California Adventures and telling people, hey, you can go to California Adventures, go buy tickets to California Adventures, go visit California Adventures. This is 2001 all over again, when California Adventures was a total dud of a park. So it is kind of weird that they were trying to promote people to go to other parks. You know, when people plan trips to go to Disney, they want to go to Disneyland, not just California Adventures. Maybe it had to do with the Baby Yoda merchandise they recently released to the parks. I'm kind of scared of what's going to happen when Rise of the Resistance opens up. So we got an opening date for Marvel Land. Well, kind of. Well, I say kind of because they said summer of 2020. You know what summer is? From June 20th all the way to September 20th. That's a big gap. We know we're going to get it before the Halloween season, but when are we going to get an actual release date? It's coming really close to this summer already, and we don't have an exact date. By these construction photos, they kind of got quite a bit of ways to go. I'm hoping they already have the Spider-Man attraction open up, because if they haven't even touched the Spider-Man attraction, they still got way longer. So I'm going to put a projection date probably around August, but that's like the end of summer. That's when people start going back to school and back to work and stuff like that. So, but it doesn't look like it's going to be done by June. Disneyland also announced that they have several attractions going under refurbishment this year. So they announced that Indiana Jones is going under refurbishment, but people are speculating that it's not much. All they have announced is that they're doing some rock work and some of the work on the bridge. I'm not thinking it's going to be a big refurbishment on this ride. And another one recently just announced that Haunted Mansion is going to be closed for a few months after they take the holiday overlay. But this is not a routine one. It's not really specific on what they're going to do refurbishment on. I'm hoping they just add way more cool lighting to that ride, because that ride's perfect as it is my favorite attraction at Disneyland. I think it's perfect. If they would add a little bit more to it, I'm guessing they would probably add more lighting, maybe more spookiness. It's kind of a bummer that Haunted Mansion will be closing down for a few months. A Disneyland trip is not complete unless you ride a Haunted Mansion, right? Am I the only one that says that? And finally, Snow White's Scary Adventure is going on a refurbishment this year too. And apparently this one's going to be a big expansion. It is saying that they're going to be changing a lot. They're going to steer away from the scary adventure part, and it's going to make it more of a fairy tale ride where it's more happy. There's going to be an ending scene of how they live happily ever after. I'm guessing they're going to take a lot of the evil witches away, and maybe if they're giving away from the scary adventure part of it, I'm thinking they're going to take that whole forest scene out. But it is saying that they might be taking out where the evil witch gets struck by lightning, where she's standing up on the rock. They're saying that they're taking that whole part out, and it's going to be more of like the how they lived happily ever after, which, you know, they kind of have that already in the ride at the little like glimpse towards the end of the ride, where it has like a book open that says, then they lived happily ever after. But this one's supposed to be even a bigger scene. So it sounds pretty major, this refurbishment of this attraction. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's an attraction about a princess of Snow White. And, you know, scary probably does not, they want to get more towards the kid friendly with the princess. But like personally, it's so historical that it's a scary adventure. They've already done several different refurbishments on this ride, making it kind of less scary, even naming it Scary Adventure, because one time it wasn't even called Scary Adventure. Well, we'll have to wait and see how this turns out. I mean, I'm not doubting the Imagineers at Disneyland. So let's switch to a different park. Enough talking about the Disneyland. Let's switch to Knott's Berry Farm. This year they're going to be celebrating their 100th anniversary. That's crazy. 100 years. You know, Disneyland's only turning 65 this summer. Knott's Berry Farm has like 40 years, less than 40 years on Disneyland right now. So 100 years is a pretty major milestone for them. With no surprise, they announced that they will be bringing back the Knott's Berry Tales. If you guys have watched the Conquering Theme Park episodes before, you know how much I've been praising, hoping that they'd bring back this attraction this year. They brought it back. You might be wondering, where are they going to put it? Are they putting it in an expansion area that you talked about last year? Sadly, there's no such thing as an expansion this year. The Knott's Berry Tales is taking over the Iron Reef ride, which personally I could do without that ride. I rode in it maybe 2-3 times out of all the times I've ever been to Knott's Berry Farm, and I go pretty often. But a little downside to this announcement of Knott's Berry Tales is, yes, it's going to be a screen-based ride. It's not going to be like the original where you're going through a dark ride and there's going to be animatronics and stuff. But they did say there's some practical sets. It's a shooter ride. By these pictures, it's giving me major Midway Mania vibes, which personally I really like Midway Mania, and it's very competitive, and I hope it's just as great as Midway Mania, because in the Iron Reef ride, it's kind of hard, confusing on what to shoot, how many points you're scoring and stuff like that. You like Disneyland has done very well with those type of Midway rides. You can know what you're scoring and you can be very competitive and riding it over and over again, getting different scores. I'm hoping they really bring this up and make it as great as it seems like it's going to be great. And the opening time is summer of 2020. I'm thinking Knott's Berry Farm is really fast with opening up their attractions, so I'm thinking beginning of summer. Iron Reef is supposedly closing this month. I'm really excited. You know, I'm already renewing my Knott's Berry Farm season pass already, so you can catch me on that ride all day. Well, weirdos, that's it of us catching up on all the stuff we missed a few months. The Conquering Theme Parks is back, bringing you a bunch more new topics about these theme parks in Southern California. So I hope you guys like to hit that like button. If you like to hit that subscribe button for more Conquering Theme Park videos and more of my adventures. And check out the links at the end of my video for more of me, more of my adventures, and where to find me on the social media, guys. Peace out, weirdos.